Hello, this is me, Nicholas, and I want to talk about the idea when it comes to mental health. One of the hardest things to have to deal with is when people close to you don't believe. They think that you're either faking or it's not as bad as you're making it seem. Mental health is different from physical pain, I guess. Someone who has, let's say, degenerative back disease. Whenever the disc in your back don't align or deteriorating when your spine just doesn't line up the way it should. It hurts. Now other people can't feel the same pain that you do, but they can see the effects the pain has on you. Mental health is almost kind of the same thing, but a lot more difficult to kind of see. Um, Mental health is more of a state of mind, in a way. Um, Not in any way, shape, or form downgrading what mental health is to an individual, but the thing is that the health department of any individual, any person, is something that they experience, and it's hard to communicate or it's hard to relay exactly what that feels like or what that is. Now you can use words to try to help them understand the situation in itself, but in reality, it's not as easy as just saying, "Oh, it's this." Today, my little sister Nakoma mentioned something, and she said it with such a level of not confidence but definity. Uh, I was talking to Sue and her mom and our mom actually, um, and she was saying Sue was talking about her own medical issues, and Nakoma says, "Well," and it was to in a way reply to something that I said, and I was like, "Well, my mental health issues is like this, and it's hard to communicate with somebody else that sometimes I don't always have control." And Nakoma immediately goes, "Well, you always have control of what you do and who you are," and I'm like, and we were in the car, so I turned around, like, "What did you say?" It's like, "You always have control." I'm like, "That's no, 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 I don't." And she goes, "Yeah, yeah, you do. Everybody has control." And it's like, "You don't understand." And I had to admit, I was not happy. Like, I definitely didn't say it the way I just said it now. I was like, "You don't understand." And the truth of the matter is that she couldn't. She's 11, going to be 12 regardless, but still, it's not something that like everybody can understand, especially somebody who hasn't even gone through a quarter of life yet. But that reminded me that one of the things that my brother Michael has always said, that people won't understand us. They won't understand how we operate. Now there are movies that come pretty darn close. I have to admit that Split is very accurate to the struggles of how we have to fight ourselves. Have you ever seen the movie Fight Club? That is very accurate to the idea that like sometimes you won't even know because to you it is reality. Is just how your brain perceives things to be. It's like when someone says, "Oh, the grass is green," and that is not necessarily true. We perceive it to be green. It's how our brain collects what the eyes process. Well, the eyes gather the brain to process, but it's still the idea that it is based upon perception. I know not all the time I'm in control, and I know that not all the time I control whether I'm in control or not. But honestly, in the past years, I've been doing a really good job in controlling when I lose control. If that makes any sense. In the past few years, I worked really hard on my path on towards recovery. I've done a lot more than people in my situation or similar have done in their entire lifetime. I push myself, I push us to do better every time. I want us to be better. I want us to be able to function in this world. And not everybody's going to be able to understand the struggle that entails. Not everybody's going to be able to understand what that really means, and some people who even think that they understand don't. Chuck has once said, not once, multiple times, the idea that everybody has what you have. You just give each part names. And as much as I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, it's not that. It's not that, like, oh yeah, everybody has a social side. I just call mine James. Like, no, it's not that. Because that would insinuate that we agree, that we care for each other, that it's one and the same, and it's not. It doesn't feel that way. It isn't that way. Never has been. It's like living in an apartment complex and with several other people, and you all have to agree on something. Big Brother, The Real World, back in the day when MTV was switching from, showing TV, from showing music videos to TV shows, is the idea that people have a difficulty working with one another, and that's true. My Soul to Take is a good movie to depict that there is always going to be that level of difficulty, that level of what's real and what isn't, what is me, what do I define as me, and what keeps happening that I don't care for, that I don't do, that I don't like. The thoughts, the actions, the whole 9 yards. It's not as easy to put into a 10-minute video. It's not easy to explain to somebody who's been with you your entire life, but people with mental health problems try. People with mental health problems try to describe to other people that they love and care about that this is what it's like to be bipolar. This is what it's like to have OCD. This is what it's like. Not even just mental health. It's like if the example I had before, the idea of degenerative back disease. This is what it's like to always be in pain. People who have addictions. Like, this is what it's like to always suffer if I don't have this. It might seem that I'm being mad that a child has mentioned something that rubbed me the wrong way, but it's the idea that people are like this. Adults are like this. People who think that they understand and they don't. They can't. They won't ever be able to. Just like I won't be able to understand to the fullest extent what it's like to always be in back pain, always have leg pain, like to deal with clot, to deal with cancer. And that's the hardest part, when people that you care about seem to not get it. And you can't tell them, no, you don't get it, because even to a certain degree, you don't get it. I can't say that I understand what DID completely is. And at the same time, I try not to be defined by it. But it is part of who I am and what I am. It sucks. It's scary to people who don't understand, and people who see it. People who see, let's say, a 40-year-old man, and then suddenly he acts like a 5-year-old child. Or somebody who you always go, oh, he's a nice Christian person, and next thing you know, he's breaking kneecaps. Or he's cursing up a storm like a sailor. And they kind of go, this is what you are, and this is what you are, this is what you were last week. And now this week you're different. Like, you only really saw a snapshot of what I was last week. You only saw a snapshot of what I am now. It's not easy to explain. It's not easy to describe. It's not easy to make other people comprehend. But the thing is that what we, people who have mental health problems, people who have health problems, period, is to find a way to make your disorder or your issues, or how my old therapist used to say, because my old therapist didn't like the idea of issues or disorder. Like, this is a reaction to something that has happened in your life. And you have to find a way to make it work for you. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy. But it is a cross that we have to bear. Sadly enough, sometimes, a lot of times, we will have to bear that cross alone. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your life that understands your situation to yours, understand your circumstances. That's great. That's amazing. Then that's something many people don't have. Nor am I really telling, but I don't want to tell you guys to go out and find somebody who can do that. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. and split the one thing that they always try to do in the movie. My idea, my perspective of the movie was that they were trying to get people to believe that this is a thing, that the world is like this, the world is changing, and this is the face of it, the many faces of it. At the same time, you have to understand it's not as easy as putting words together. It's not as easy as living with somebody who has conditions. It's a lot harder than that. So what I'm trying to say here is that you have to figure out what's okay with you, and then surround yourself with people who understand. And if people don't understand, then I feel sorry for those people who don't try hard enough. I know I try hard to understand everybody who I allow around me, and even some of the people who I don't have a choice to. When it comes to being different, the only one person that really should matter, their opinion matter, is yours. If you want to change for the better, then change for the better. But you have to find a way to make it all work within you, whatever that entails. The DID, the bipolar, the OCD, the other alphabets of everything. Find a way to make that work for you. Like I'm gonna have to find a way to make this work for me, and the people around me who seem not to believe or not understand that this is what I go through. This is my reality. And without this reality, not that I don't have anything to define myself, but I have worked so hard to make it all work together. Without it, it's not really recovery. It's like having powers, and Superman has powers and suddenly he doesn't. He's no longer Superman. He might be Clark Kent, but what is Clark Kent without Superman? But that's what I gotta say. Comments. Tell me what you guys think. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about people with any kind of mental health problems? What do you think about people who have physical problems? It's things that they can't help, but there has to be a limit, right? Or maybe there isn't. Maybe there shouldn't be. Maybe we just need to find a way to live with ourselves and not force other people to live according to our standards unless they choose to. I don't know. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Alright? Hopefully, maybe I got you guys thinking about something. Who knows? Regardless, though, find a way to be proud about who you are, about who you want to be, and make that a reality. Alright? You're different. Yes, we all are different. The key point is to be proud about it and find a way to make it work for you. Different and proud. Good night, guys.